Good morning, Trump family. Welcome to Open Source News. Have a good day and God bless you. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and turn on that notifications bell so you don't miss a thing. Alright, the following is a collection of news from Patriots. Let's get into the news this Monday morning. And Hillary Clinton, one of the most despicable human being to walk on the face of the earth, the person who allowed 5 U.S. personnel to perish in Libya during Benghazi. Is he out here now, comparing 9/11 to the Capitol 6 riots that took place and trying to justify the violence that the media and the Democrat Party is going to utilize in an effort to crush MAGA? That is, what their goal is. They're trying to dehumanize, continued their campaign, and dehumanizing people who are Trump supporters who support America First, Make America Great Again. Anybody that voted for Trump, they are trying to currently paint a picture to draw direct comparisons to what took place on 9/11. To what took place on January 6th, and how to deal with that problem is by what do we do after 9/11? Well, we decided to go ahead and go into Afghanistan and Iraq, all these other places, and kill a bunch of people. Right. That's what they want to do here. They want a justifiable war. They want to continue, since we closed the war on terror. In Afghanistan, it's time to open up a new front. And that front is here at home. They will utilize the military to go after civilians who support this president. This is why we've seen so many raids already on Trump associates, and Trump supporters and Trump allies. And it's why they're building a case to go after Donald Trump himself. This is the plan, and Hillary Clinton here taking this opportunity over here on CNN to draw that comparison. And I'll let her speak for her own self with these words. So let's go ahead and dive into what we have here. Coming to us from Breaking 911, this is earlier today. And it says here, Hillary Clinton says 911 is a reminder to us must deal with extremists of any kind, especially when it's used as violence to try to achieve political and ideological goals. And of course, she is referring to Trump and anybody that supports Trump. Everyone listen to this. What's going through your mind today, 21 years later? Well, Donna, every time we approach September 11th, I do think about everything that I saw, all the people that I met, the families of those who lost loved ones. So it is in depth, indelibly part of my memories, and I feel grateful that we were able to come together as a country at that really terrible time. We put aside differences. I wish we could find ways of doing that. Again, we rebuilt New York. We have done our best to take care of the families that lost so much on that terrible day. And we have also, I think, been reminded about how important it is to try to deal with extremism of any kind, especially when it uses violence to try to achieve political and ideological goals. So I'm one who thinks that there are lessons still to be learned from what happened to us on 9/11, that we should be very aware of during this time in our country and the world history. Okay, and this student's here, Dana Bash, doesn't push back on this whatsoever, because, of course, she can't push back on Hillary Clinton. She might end up with 2 bullets in the back of her head with a suicide note, right? These people are absolutely disingenuous, and they are actively working to undermine the last bastion of the republic that we currently enjoy here as their continued war to ensure that is a one-party rule, because you're a Democrat or you're an extreme domestic terrorist. And that's how the media people like Hillary Clinton, J.B., Obama, and all of these other stooges view everyday Americans who do not go along with their ideology and mutilating kids and in destroying, terminating kids and in destroying this nation. If you don't align with any of those things, then you are an extreme terrorist, right? And Steve Bannon was telling everybody that 35 Trump allies had been raided. And before, it looked like the number had been ratcheted up to about 50. And I expect that number to increase as people come forward and tell everybody that that's right. They have had their door kicked in by the FBI as a bunch of traitor as assholes. For what? Sharing a Big Mac and a Coke with President Trump, or Pepsi I camera, which one he likes. But anyhow, that's what they're doing over here. If you don't understand what's going on, these deep state criminals who are trying to overthrow our country, clearly don't feel confident in their ability to fortify 2024. Why else would they be doing this, if they had it in the bag? If they had their Zucker bucks and drop boxes in the middle of fucking nowhere and they're weak as water mains, in the bottom of arenas full of BLM counting votes, they wouldn't be doing this. They are drastically reaching, grasping, and they're screaming and showing their weakness as they do this. These people are deathly afraid of Donald Trump running in 2024. That's what the January 6th primetime propaganda is all about. That failed. So they bring in the raid has failed. And so now they're sitting there going, let's just threaten everybody who could help Donald Trump form a coalition and an apparatus to effectively run in 2024. And that's how you get this right here. If you have donated to Donald Trump, if you have supported Donald Trump, if you are an ally of Donald Trump, expect to get your door kicked in. Because this is rampant intimidation, to try and get anybody who can help this dude run in 2024, to move away from the man. And so it started at 35. It's at 50. It'll be 75 by the end of the weekend. And these people are just going full tilt. They don't have the ability to do in 2020 for what they did in 2020. Or they wouldn't be doing this. And all of this swings back the other way, by the way, if they expect it to get worse, because if they can't stop Trump, if they can't stop Trump's allies and Trump gets into office, what they've done here, so all of these people have had their doors kicked in. It's been kicked in over nothing, absolutely nothing. Well, this will be brought to your doorsteps. Democrats, allies, Democrat donors, Democrat money launderers, and you guys are actual criminals, so you proper fucked. That's why it will get worse, because they have nothing to lose at this point. They're at this stage where they're openly kicking in the doors of Trump allies over nothing. This is desperation, right, desperation, and they know that this will be used against them if Donald Trump succeeds in 2024. So it starts with Steve Bannon on Charlie Kurik's show telling everybody that it's 35 Trump allies, Tucker Carlson then talking about it later on in the night. He brings in Harmeet Dillon, who was a lawyer, and she's got 3 clients just have herself, who've had their doors knocked on by the FBI. And she says something very interesting. At the end of this, of course, everything works this way when it comes to leftism and TRNA. The Washington Post, CNN, New York Times, all of these diversity hires with Captain Marvel haircuts, and a rapid amount of TDS at these esteemed journalism outlets. They all knew about this beforehand. The journalists were calling a hedge. Did you get your door knocked done yet? Did you get your FBI right? People like, what the fuck you talking about? Oh, never mind, and they hang up and they call the other people. This is an intimidation tactic. And she's telling everybody that all of the stuff that the FBI and the DOJ, everything that they're looking for is exceptionally broad. Right. Did you buy a red hat from Donald Trump? During the 6 months up to the election? That's a criminality? It's not. Did you say Donald Trump was good to win? That's a criminality. We want all of your communications. So they're asking for all the communications regarding dozens of people. The categories are about the ultimate electors. Fundraising round irregularities around the election and also rally that happened before January 6th, in the Capitol. They want all of this information. All of this information is coming from the Department of Justice DC office, the Capitol Siege section. So, again, your alternate slate of electors is not illegal. This has been done before. Right? Remember when you had Sanao questioning electors, telling electors to defect, sending alternate electors? This is all illegal now. But it was totally fine. When Hillary Clinton and a bunch of Hollywood kid fuckers got together, and they put promos. And they were telling everybody, listen, I noticed that post, cast an electoral vote for Donald Trump, but stand up for democracy and throw it to Hillary Clinton. They made fucking ads about this, right? None of those people got raided. You're gonna get raided now. Now we're going to go back and we're going to raid you, all of you Hollywood kid fuckers telling slates of electors to be disingenuous and vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. We're going to come for you now. Now we're going to raid you now. We're going to subpoena you now. We're going to drag you in front of committees. Now we're going to do this to you. We have to send a signal that we're not going to take shit like this. Maybe this fundraising around irregularities. Oh, it's the first election that you're not allowed to question. Right? The Republicans stole an election from Al Gore in 2008. Everybody knows that elections aren't completely full of irregularities. It would be weird. They wouldn't be out of the norm. If you had a clean election, that would be the abnormality. But no, if you question this, now, we're gonna knock on your door. And of course, all of the reporters, and the United States Department of Justice is telling reporters about the search warrants and subpoenas before they're executed. That's the coup de grace. Right? That's how you know that this is an intimidation tactic. Of course, they don't care. But they're not trying to find any information. They're not trying to solve any crimes, they're trying to intimidate. That's why the reporters at all these shitbag rags know about this before the people getting their doors knocked on. They don't want people getting Trump into office. They don't want to form a campaign committee. They don't want him to have an infrastructure to run in 2024. They don't want him to have allies to depend on. They don't want anybody. They want everybody to be so afraid to work with Donald Trump that he can't create an effective group to run in 2024, he can't get an effective campaign off the ground. That's it. They're doing that because they're fucking scared. They're doing that because they're nervous. This isn't a show of strength. This is a cry of weakness. They're showing themselves at this point. So hold fast standard ground, make sure that evidence, because that's definitely terrorism's. If you haven't committed a crime, and you're being harassed by these people, stand your ground, get a lawyer and take these people to court and fight them in the courtroom. This is insane that they're this nervous about 22IB. I didn't think that you'd be this nervous about 2024 considering what you fucking people have been doing the last 2 years, but wow, you're showing that you're real weak, which is a great sight for us. Can't wait to see what happens moving forward, but they're going to escalate, so that's what they're going to do. They have to. This is again, could you imagine every single Hillary Clinton ally, donor and associate and booking hitman is sitting there going, Donald Trump wins, we're in trouble, yep, lawn are being turned back on, it's gonna be a problem for a bunch of shit-back criminals. Guys, thanks so much for watching. The views of what God will be kept up to date on Joe Biden's Department of Justice freaking the F out, and doing really drastic tyranny in front of everybody to see. Thank you so much for listening. God bless. I'll be back soon with another report. God speak to each and every one of you. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for all of your kind